Howdy! How's everybody out there in YouTube land today? I hope this finds you well. Lord, here we are a little bit closer to Christmas. Next week, we'll be kissing it. Right at the Christmas yeehaw.
Next week's my Festivus show.
That's right. That's right. You got that coming up. And for anybody that doesn't know, of course, there's not very many in here just yet, but we'll announce it now. We'll probably announce it later. This show will follow his Festivus show, and you're going to have that on Awesome Fun Things?
No, okay. All things YouTube.
All things YouTube. Okay. So be sure you get over to All Things YouTube and hit the buttons there so that you can see the Festivus show. And as soon as he shuts that down, we'll be bringing this one up. So there you have that little piece of information.
Woot, woot. Yep.
We got a few people there in the chat. Love Audio Productions was out there, said if he could stay awake, he'd be joining us. Kenneth, the Kentucky fam, is out there. Louetta Pierce is out there. Jaden is out there. And I think that's it for right now. Everybody be sure.
And Russ Clarity.
Russ Clarity, did I miss Russ?
They're there, yep. Scroll down.
Oh, there he is. Okay, he was hiding there between Luanna and Jaden. He's hiding him. Jim Dockrell just come in too.
Hi, Jim.
Welcome to everybody. Well, I tell you what, it's going, Jim. I don't know. Did you get any of that storming up there last night from the high winds and the tornadoes and the snow?
It wasn't bad. Wasn't bad here.
I was wondering if Jim had any of that because he lived right north when I turned it off last night. I knew that it wasn't going to hit me here in Indiana, so I thought, well, I'd try to get some sleep, which wasn't going to happen because the winds picked up. And when you got 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts or better coming through the house, like it ain't even got any windows in it, and shaking the place and rattling everything, you know, if I wasn't traumatized before the tree hit, you wonder, okay, am I going to have to change my name to Dorothy, call my little dog Toto, or what's going on here? And so, yeah, there's that.
I think the storm tuckered out by the time it got to central Pennsylvania. It was windy and rainy, but it wasn't really real bad.
It went northeast here. I mean, we got a little rain today, but it wasn't even what they said we was going to get.
Wait, east? The clouds don't go east. Oh, east. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, northeast. Okay. So it probably went into New York, not Pennsylvania.
No, it went north. It went up through Wisconsin.
Oh.
North and east.
Got it.
And hit into Michigan a little bit, I think, up there. And I know that Jim lives up north of Michigan, so I was wondering if he got any of that up there. Steve is in the house at Harneal Media. Good to see you, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
And Jim says that the waves on Lake Superior were about 4 foot shorter than on the Atlantic Ocean during the Hurricane Ida. Hoo-wee.
My.
Luanna says I'd have the munchkins talking. I'd recruit them. I'd recruit them for Jim's place. If I could get to Oz, I'd just recruit them and send them up to Jim's place so that they could get in on that jello wrestling in the baptismal pool.
Oh.
Line them up, the Lollipop Guild, and put them on the bus. And
good times, baby. Good times. The stage before a frostbite is called frost nip, says Luanna.
Well, it's going to be getting cold tonight. It's been up in the 50s all day, and it's supposed to be falling like a rock tonight. By the time I get up in the morning, it'll be below freezing.
Well, the temperature's going up in this office. I got both windows all the way open, and it's climbing.
Lord, ship some of that into my house.
Well, just have exterior LED flood lamps, in your place, and they'll heat up real nice.
I'll tell you what, most of the time you can hang meat in here. Now, it's been a little bit warmer the last few days because, the temperature's outside going up. But, Yeah, it's going to be a cold winter because I'm on Social Security, and that means I ain't got no money. So, it means extra clothes and blankets and bundle up and cuddle up the dog and just try to stay warm and hope that it gets to be spring soon.
Jim Dockrell has an interesting fact. He says at one time, Pepsi had the 6th largest navy in the world. Pepsi.
Huh.
Can we get some more details about that, Jim? Was it just their freight shipping? They had a bunch of them? Weird.
Leanna says in South Korea, there's an emergency number 113 to report spies.
Oh, South Korea? They're democratic over there. But okay. Guess they're worried about spies.
I worry about them too.
Samsung is from South Korea.
I worry about spies every time I look out and I see the neighbors staring at my house with their binoculars.
Well, you got state secrets.
I think the word got out from them contractors that saw me coming out of the shower that day. And
yeah. Cray. My. I'm working on a video for Awesome Wood Things. I made my nephew a wood lightsaber holder.
You said you was going to do that.
It's in the mail, so I don't have it. But I did the logo for the Empire and the Rebel Alliance.
Yeah.
Round 3-inch logos. And you can magnetize, pull it off, and put the one on that you want. And then it has a wooden, these 2 little half moon type shapes that hold the lightsaber, and you put your lightsaber in there, and underneath it is the logo of the Rebel Alliance. It's really nice. The base is walnut, solid walnut, and rubber feet on it. I signed it with the wood burning tool and packaged it up. He should get it tomorrow. And I wrote on the box, do not open until Christmas. We'll see if he does. But it's nice. It's really nice. I used all the tools to shape it and cut it and scroll solid out. And yeah, edge treat it with the router table and disc sander and table saw. It's going to be a fun project. All right, we got more details from Jim. It says during Khrushchev time, they wanted to open the Russian market. It was illegal to have rubles, so they traded ships, including subs from the Soviet Navy, for the soft drink. Crazy. The process in which bread toasts is called Maillard reaction, says Luana Pierce. Maillard?
Mm-hmm. The Maillard reaction.
He's just heating up bread. I don't get it.
Yeah, but it toasts it. You get that little crusty.
Yeah. Okay. Pepsi got 20 ships. Interesting. Well, I took off work Friday.
Yeah.
And all next week. So I'm going to be not working for a long time.
That's because you got Evan.
Yeah.
And he's going to support you. Did you explain that to him? Did you sit him down and say, I'm not going to be working all next week, clear up till New Year's, because I have you to support me? Thank you.
Well, if someone doesn't have money, how are they supposed to give you money? So that's the problem we're facing.
That's for him to figure out. He doesn't ask you when he's wanting a cell phone or a tablet or tires or clothes or whatever it is that he wants, where you're going to get the money. So you don't ask him where he's going to get the money.
Last time he was at the house, he's like, Dad, I'm all out of coffee at the house. And I buy him the $38 mega crate of the K cups for the Starbucks K cups. I was going to give it to him for his birthday, which is the 21st, by the way, of December. I'm like, all right, I'll give you an early birthday present. Here's $38 worth of K cups for coffee. So he's good with coffee now. Chris Nealon's here. Hi, Chris.
Hey, Chris. Good to see you. Is everybody all set for Christmas? I mean, there ain't gonna be no Christmas here because I'm broken. It is what it is. But just wondering how everybody else is set because
you come to my house Christmas Eve. How about that?
Well, I wish I had money to do that. I tell you what, I couldn't gas up a piss-ants Cheerio to make it from here to the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And I just got paid. So, it comes in and goes right back out.
Yeah. Oh, it's tough. I get it.
Yeah, I've heard that I heard yesterday, as a matter of fact, that the retail, I don't know, they got all these big fancy words for it, but the retail buying for this Christmas season is 1/3 of what they had projected it to be.
That doesn't seem right. People are flush with cash. What are they doing?
You travel in different circles than me. Because everybody I know is so broke.
Nobody's working. Because they got money. They don't have to work.
Well, I like to know where they're getting it and get me a share of it. Because there ain't no money here. If somebody broke in to rob me, they just knock me in the head and kill me. And they say, ain't nobody deserves to live that's as broke as you.
Well, maybe it's all going to Amazon.
I don't know. I haven't even seen any delivery trucks in the last week or so going up and down the street. So, usually you get FedEx and you get UPS, and once in a while DHL or whatever they call that other one, once in a great while. And then, of course, post office is always throwing packages out when they go up and down the street. But
Amazon must think I'm crazy because I bought 3 separate bundles of merchandise to get my piano connected the way I wanted to do a little differently. Boy, that was a freaking nightmare. I basically had to buy a little computer in a box.
Yeah.
To do what I wanted it to do. And it was just, and I got some leftover stuff here.
Yeah.
I didn't need after.
And it'll go, if you're anything like me, it'll go in that big bin that has all the cables and all the stuff in it.
I made multiple bins downstairs in my wood shop. And I've got a bin just for USB-A cables, USB-B, for USB-C cables, for HDMI. Now I've got a few MIDI cables. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
JJE's in the house.
Hi, JJE.
Say hey to you. Yeah, Chris says he works 60 hours a week. I remember when I used to work like 60, 80, whatever.
60 is a lot.
I worked myself crazy. And I wonder why I did it now, because I had a plan. All right. And it was a good plan. And I still stick by that plan. I don't know how the hell things got so discombobulated. But my plan was that I wanted to retire when I was 60, which I did. But in order for me to be able to retire when I was 60, I was going to need to be out of debt. And I wanted a decent vehicle that I'd be able to drive for the rest of my life, because I hardly drive anywhere. And so the mileage would be kept down for like ever and should last me the rest of my days. And I wanted a house paid off that was in good shape, that I wouldn't have to do much to. And, that way I wouldn't be out a lot of out-of-pocket expense. So that's what I did. I worked myself silly. I worked day and night. I didn't sleep like a regular person. I would take a nap and get back to work. Most of my stuff was done online, at least there toward the end. And when I was on the road, I would even pull over and take like a 30-minute power nap if I got really tired, and then hit it again and keep going. And I did it. I got out of debt. I owned my vehicle. I owned my home. And I was able to retire when I turned 60.
Good on you.
Now, where it all went south was in August of 2020, when some asshat decided that he's going to take a Sawzall and cut up my van in my driveway. That was going to cost unsurmountable amount of money to repair. And since I had no place to lock the van up because it wouldn't fit in my garage, it was too tall, they was just going to keep coming back and cutting the parts off of it and costing me a fortune on this vehicle, and I could not afford that. So I had to get rid of the van, which stopped me from being able to do my woodworking because I can't haul wood or anything anymore. I can't haul any furniture to refinish or do any of that anymore. And, it screwed everything up.
That ripped through your life.
Yeah.
It wasn't just one event. Like, you've been permanently altered.
I had to buy the other vehicle, which, puts me back in a car payment again. And I had to fix up the garage so that I could put the car in it, because it needed electrical and it needed a garage door opener. It needed a new side door, needed a lot of work done to it. So it was over $1,000 that I put in that. And just as I think that I might be able to slip out from under that, 1 year to the day later, a tree belongs to the city, falls on my house and causes $27,000 worth of damage. $5,000 deductible. I have to refinance the car that I already had a 5-year loan on. I'd paid a year on it. Now I'm back to another 5-year loan on a car that's a year older. The insurance company not wanting to cover the cost of what needs to be done to the house, screwing me over. The contractor screwing me over on what needs to be done to the house. They're supposed to be representing me
and your
with
lawyer,
the insurance company.
Out of pocket.
Yeah. And so they're siding with the insurance company and screwing me over there. I have to hire a lawyer to go after the city. There's more money. And on top of it all, Medicare kicks in. So you got Medicare and you got the supplement and you got the Part D for the prescription. I can't afford to see a doctor even though I'm on Medicare because I cannot pay the deductible.
Pixie's channel's here. Hello, hello.
Hey, Pixie, good to see you. So, I had a good plan. It was all working well. And I stand back and look at it and I say, okay, how could this have been avoided? How do you avoid this?
Huge sums of cash stockpiled. No, I'm serious. You gotta have. Pixie has a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the guy with the pink bike again? LOL.
No.
Pixie's referring to Brenda G's video she put out. That's when the fight started is the title of her video. And she went through a story about a guy on a pink bike. So funny.
Yeah. Yeah. It's episode number 7 and it's called Who's Ugly?
Oh, I could use your advice.
Well, I'm the queen.
You are the queen. I'm thinking about doing a quick sketch comedy video. And since you are very well versed in comedy, I could use your advice.
Okay.
So I had to buy a bunch of these. This is a 5-volt power adapter for USB-A, to charge your phone. Okay?
Right.
And then it's got this cute little box here. It says, hello. Oh, what's the company that makes it? Bonkin. So I'm like, oh, that sounds like another word. Very similar. Thank you for choosing funkin'. And then there's anyway, so I'm thinking about doing a comedy sketch about an adult subject, your tech life, not sex, your tech life.
Mhm.
And the whole stick would be, let's call it what it actually is. We can call it tech, but when you get down to it, you're really just funking.
It's a funkin' adapter. I mean,
So I'm thinking about going now. When you first get into a relationship, you're funking every day, and then it gets to the hello Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A couple months down the road, you're pretty much once a week. Then if you get into a relationship with that, then it's only on special occasions. And then I could say, now if you're 51 like I am, and you want to have some funkin' multiple times, you might have to wait 20 to 25 minutes between sessions. And then I could go like this. I'm like, hold on, my producer's talking to me. And I'll say something like this. I'm like, I don't know what double entendre means. No. Wait, no. And then I could freak out, and it could be like, no, I funkin' all the time. Is that funny? Is that a funny premise?
That's funny. That reminds me a little bit of those Gilda Radner things that she used to do.
I remember she did the one ringy dingy from the phone company.
That was Lily. Lily Tomlin did those.
Oh, that wasn't Gilda Radner. Oh, I love Gilda Radner. She married Gene yeah. But anyway,
Gene Wilder.
Yeah, she's super funny.
Yeah, she used to do those skits on Saturday Night Live where she would start out on a topic and it had nothing to do with the topic at hand because she had, messed up a word or something in there. And she'd go on and on and on. Finally, they'd stop her and say, wait a minute. And it was the Rosanna Dana thing that she was doing.
Yeah.
And they'd correct her and she'd say, oh, well, never mind.
I remember that. Oh, I got some more material for funkin'. Like I could say something like this. I was like, now if you're open-minded and you communicate, you can funkin' with 2 of these. And if you're really lucky, you could do it at the same time with both of them. And then I could say like, now if you're a guy and a guy friend wants to funkin' with just one of these, there's a whole other set of rules. Basically, you don't cross the USB sticks. I don't know. I don't know if I'm cut out for comedy. But I'm just like, what company is called Funkin'?
Is your funkin' rubber or plastic? And does it require batteries? Or do you plug it in? Might have a kickstart.
There was a little card in this, so I thought it was. Oh yeah, here, look at this. It says, it says, have questions about your product or funkin'? ? Simply send an email to whatever. Someone from our team will make it a priority. Someone from our team will make it a priority to take care of you. Oh yeah. To take care of you.
Now, you write to him and say, my wife and I were trying to funk it all night long. But we couldn't find the proper lubricant. Can you suggest a good funkin' lubricant?
Well, that's funny. But I wanted to only say things that really apply to tech, or to try not to anyway. But so I'm thinking about maybe putting a little sketch comedy together about the funk. And this is a Chinese company, because it was Shenzhen, China is where it's from. But yeah, I had to buy a 3-pack of these little things because
And that the same thing condoms come in as a 3-pack?
Wow. Did you ever hear that joke? It's like, you know, when, let me see. Shoot, I'm not going to be able to put together, but it was about the number of condoms in a package, and you know, like the 12 pack is for the married people because it's January, February, March, April, May. And then, you know, the 3-pack was for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then there was some sort of punchline which I can't quite remember, but it wasn't what you thought. It was going like the last one was like the opposite of
I always love to make people homemade gifts, you know, something that I have made that I put some thought into. And one year, a friend of mine's daughter was getting married, and I had known these people well ever since she was just a little tyke. And so her mom called me up and says, "Hey, we're going to have a surprise engagement party for the couple at this hotel in the banquet hall. Show up early, and we'll have them show up just a little bit late, but we want to get everybody in the room before they show up."
This was a couple that had just gotten engaged, and there was a
Yeah.
surprise party for them, or they were going to pop the question during the event.
No. This was they were already engaged.
Okay, got it.
But they didn't know about this party.
All right.
And so I thought, now I got to make something special for her for this engagement. And they had just gotten an apartment together, you know, and I'd gotten the whole scoop on what was going on with her. So I gave it a little bit of thought, and I went out in the barn and I got me a block of wood, and then I went out in the yard and I got me this branch from a tree that was, I don't know, maybe 8-10 inches tall, maybe a little bit bigger than that. Had all kinds of little branches going off of it. And then I went to the grocery store and I bought a big old box of condoms. And I brought them home and I fastened them to the little branches on the tree, and I put it, you know, drilled a hole and stuck it down and glued it in the little base, and got a box that it would fit in and wrapped it up real pretty and put it up on the table with a card, and told her, you know, when she got to mine, she's like, oh, because she knew I was notorious for the gifts that I would give her. And she gets to mine, she's like, I don't know that I want to open this. And I said, well, read the card first. So she opens it up, she reads the card, and on the card it says, I know that the two of you just got an apartment and that you need to get some plants and things for your apartment. So I'm hoping that you like this one. And when she opened it up, it was a rubber tree.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
For her sweet 16 party. Yeah, I mean, I had known her since she's a little girl, and she knew how I was, and I knew how she was. She, you know, shy, reserved 16-year-old. All of her friends coming over for this party. They'd all parked around the block and got there before she got home, and we had them all there in the apartment. And my gift was a box of Whitman's chocolates. I didn't wrap it. And so she's looking at all these gifts and everything, and she sees mine. She sees, you know, the card on it from me. And she opens up all the other gifts, and she just kept looking at that box of chocolates. And I said to her, I said, well, Lisa, aren't you going to open that and offer your friends some candy? And she says, I can't believe you got me something nice for my birthday. And she opens the lid up on it, and right in the middle of the box of chocolates is a plastic battery-powered vibrator.
She knew she didn't want to open it.
I said, happy birthday, Lisa. I can't believe you did that. I can't believe it.
What birthday was she celebrating?
Sweet 16.
You got that for a 16-year-old? Brenda. Holy cow. That's something you probably shouldn't do nowadays.
Well, I mean, yes, this was a long time ago, but I knew her mother and her grandmother. I mean, we all just lived right there in the same block and had known each other forever. And, they wouldn't have expected anything other than that from me.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, look, Luana, for her 16th birthday, question mark, all caps. Yikes.
Oh, I teased her about that for a long time. I said, did you ever use that thing?
No, you don't ask if she's ever used it. She ask how often. You got to flip it around that way. Well, this monitor was not in the right position. Can we start the show over?
Maybe you should get in here a little earlier than 2 minutes before the timer goes off.
I have been working to the bone. Not only, so I got off work the whole way, and then 20 minutes later, like, oh, we got to take care of something. So after work was done, I had to deal with something for a half hour. Then I was helping my friend out with Stream Elements. I was on a Google Meet call, teaching him how to use Stream Elements, and that went good. And then I had 20 minutes before this show started. And I've just been going. I think when this is over, I'm just going to fall over.
Well, they say all work and no play makes Matt a dull boy.
Yeah, they do. But I'm going out to dinner on Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to the Brazilian Steakhouse in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, which is near Philly. And as far as I know, we're going to have a few streamers showing up. And it's going to be sort of like a little informal get-together with those who do the streams and aren't doing anything on the 18th and live near Philadelphia.
Well, Saturday night is supposed to be the Christmas party for Simply Wooden Creations at 8 p.m. Eastern on Simply Wooden Creations channel, unless Russell gets a Santa gig and can't be there for it. So, we're all just kind of in anticipation on whether he's going to be there or not, but that's what's supposed to happen Saturday. And other than that, not much going on. My friend Dennis was in the hospital again. He called Saturday night, the EMS, and had them come get him because he couldn't breathe. And they took him to the hospital and said that his blood oxygen level was fine, but he had inflammation in his lungs caused by some kind of a infection, and they didn't know what was causing the infection, but they put him on some medications and stuff, and they wanted him to go to the nursing home for a couple of weeks because they was concerned about him being able to dress himself and get around in his house, which that's, always a concern, but they changed their mind when he told them that he'd get dressed and walk home if they didn't quit. And so they let him go, and he went back home, but he went to the doctor today to get checked out, and they found that he had some kind of a blockage in his colon. And so they're running some tests to find out what's causing that and how to go about trying to correct that. And
wow.
So, it's always something with him.
Some people, they've got problems.
It's always something. And so I've kind of been trying to keep an eye on him to, I send him messages like, are you still upright and breathing?
Yeah. Man.
Trying to make sure that he's okay. Because, when you live alone like that and nobody checks on you, and I know what that's all about, living alone, nobody checks on me. Of course, there'd be a lot of people that if they did check on me and I never answered them, then they'd be celebrating. But
oh, come on now.
Singing that song from The Wizard of Oz, Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead. And
Brenda. Everybody loves Brenda G.
Yeah. Whoop-de-doo.
Except your enemies.
And the list is long. Seems to get longer all the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Jim says, He breathes through his butt. Well, maybe that might be the issue. We're back to Oz. Hey, that's part of the story of my life. I'm either Alice in Wonderland or in Oz, one of the two.
Love The Wizard of Oz. Definitely a top 5 movie.
But yeah, it looks to me like we're probably about time to do a giveaway. We don't have a whole lot of people in here, but we can try to do a giveaway if they want me to give something away.
Do you want to do a giveaway, peeps? Let us know in the chat if you want to do a giveaway.
If you want to give away, we can do that.
Off to see the wizard. I know, right? Well, I bought the domain name wizardofhaas.com. And I was thinking about getting a tattoo of a flying monkey from the Wizard of Oz. But I didn't. And
I need a whole kennel of them.
Yeah.
Whole kennel, and just keep them in the backyard. And when I need to set them loose, give them their orders and
That's right.
Send them out.
Fly, my pretties.
Send them up to terrorize the city hall.
Boy, wouldn't that be fun? If you really had an army of flying monkeys you could command at your will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Things would be different.
That's right. I mean, the thoughts that go through my mind of the things that I could do if it were possible to do those things. It's just amazing. People have no idea, the fantasy land that only exists inside my head.
See, look what Luann is doing. She's pulling up the curtain. Even though Fruit Loops are different colors, they all have exactly the same flavor. It's just the food coloring. They could hook up with Pepsi Navy. Yeah. See, that's a professional comedy technique there. It's called a callback.
Mm-hmm. Well, ain't nobody saying that they want me to do a giveaway, so I guess we'll forego that this evening.
Yeah, we don't have to do it every time. I know it's expensive and a lot of effort for you to package and schlep it to the mail, post office and whatnot.
Well, there's liable to come some weeks this winter when I won't be able to do them because it'll just be too cold, and my car snowed in and everything else that I won't be able to get out to get nothing mailed. Last winter, Lord, we got that 12-inch snow, and then no more than got halfway cleared out of that, then we got another 12-inch snow. And took another week or so to get dug out from under that mess. And
I have no snowblower, so I'm praying.
I don't have a snowblower either, and Tony's down with his rotator cuff injury thing. And so unless his boys want to come over and do it, which, teenage boys wanting to come over and shovel snow, unless they're really hungry, I can't imagine them wanting to do that. And I'm certainly not going to go out and give myself a heart attack.
We have a new viewer in the chat, Nor Zunara Vlogs.
Hey, good to see you. Welcome.
Probably not saying that right. Hello, hello.
Luanna says, sure, do a giveaway while the giving is good. Thank you for the super chat, Luanna.
Yay, super chats. Those help fund this endeavor.
If you want to give them the spiel, we can give something away. I'm prepared.
Let's do it. Trying to get the super chat lights going. Come on, super chat lights. There they go. Whoop, whoop. Thank you, Luanna. All right. Brenda G is going to show a random number she wrote down. Your goal is to guess the number exactly right. Only guess once after she says go. Do not guess before you hear the word go from Brenda. If you live in the lower 48 states, she'll ship you a physical item for free. She's going to show which 4 items you can pick from. You can pick one of the 4. If you live outside the United States, you either pay for shipping or you can regift it. So everyone can play. She is on a fixed income super chats like Luana just did. Help. And all that money goes to support this effort. Thank you, Brenda, for doing this for the community. You can win a bonus prize. Not just one prize. You can win a bonus prize. To win the bonus prize, you have to guess how many capital letters exist in the words that she wrote down of the number, because she doesn't write it with digits. She writes it out with words, and she overcapitalizes it because she knows it drives me crazy, but that's just what Brenda does. She likes to drive me crazy. So that's what we're going to do. Brenda, what is the number range people can pick from today?
The number range that they can pick from today is between 50 and 59.
When you're ready.
Go.
All right. Guess one time a number between 50 and 59. It could be 50, it could be 59, or it could be anything in between. Put a slash and then guess the number of capital letters. That's how you would do it. Number, slash, and then number of capital letters. And only guess once. Everyone can guess inside the United States and out. Numbers are rolling in. Oh, 40's too low. 40 to 45. Okay. 50. All right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 valid guesses. And no wieners yet. Might have to go again.
Okay, I think we're going to have to go again.
All right, we're going to go around again. Make a second guess. Try not to guess the same numbers that were already put on the screen, because that would be a waste.
Go.
Go again. Second time. Second guess for free. Just guess a number between 50 and 59. Put it in the chat. You did good earlier. What don't we have yet? I'll guess. Anybody? No winner yet?
No winner yet.
Do we want to just say no winner this week, or do we want to go around again?
I think there's only one number that they haven't guessed.
Oh, no. Let's see. There's 50. Oh, I know what it is. I already guessed. Oh, no. Never mind. Okay, now I think I know what it is. Nope.
No, 52 was picked. A couple of times, I think.
Oh, I know what it is. Finally. Is there an inside chat? Yeah, private chat.
We got a winner.
I knew it. 58, right?
Yep.
Yeah. 58 with 5 capital letters. Sorry, you did not win the bonus prize. Harnell Media.
Hey, Steve. All right.
Congratulations, Steve Nealon from Harnell Media.
The 4 items that we have this week is we've got the little plushie elf.
Oh.
There he is. Toes to head. And no wires or anything in there. He's just a little plush elf.
The elf's wearing a skirt. Wouldn't that be a she?
Well, it's a long shirt.
Oh, a long shirt. Got it.
I wear long shirts.
Yeah.
Then we've got, for those of you who like bathtub fun, the 3 rubber duckies in a little mesh bag. There's no squeakers or anything in them, so if the dog gets them, you don't have to worry about the dog choking on the squeakers. But there's 3 little duckies in the little mesh bag. Then we've got a carbonator.
Carabiner.
It's got the little plush handle on there so you don't hurt your little pinkies. And we've got 6 of the Sweet Tart candy canes.
Sweet tarts. What?
6 of the Sweet Tart candy canes.
I'm looking to get the Jolly Rancher candy canes.
Sweet Tart candy canes. So there you go, Steve. There's the 4 items: the ducks, the candy canes, the carbonator, and the elf.
Give it to Luana, he says.
Oh, it says give it to Luana. Well, Luana, you seen the choices? Tell me which one you want.
Good deal. See? This is awesome. People can win physical prizes. How many YouTube channels do you go to where you could win a physical prize? Not many.
Not many.
Not
Or
many.
and get your choice.
Yeah. Both show.
Yeah, this is what a carbonator looks like.
Carabiner. That's a nice one too. That's nice, and you can put a lot of crap in that.
Yeah.
She wants the candy canes.
You say tomato, I say tomato.
Yeah.
Candy canes for Luana. All right. And I'll be running errands tomorrow, as far as I know. If we're still on the map, don't get blown away tonight or frozen, or Lord only knows, man. I tell you what, the weather's crazy.
Yeah, I got to get to Costco. Way behind on stuff. Look what I found. I found a little mushroom.
Yeah? Is that one of the magic ones?
Yep. This is the one that shrinks you. This makes Mario mini-sized. I think it's cute.
I know some people I'd like to shrink.
Yeah.
And then step on them.
Oh, no.
And wipe them off the bottom of my shoe like gum.
Look, I got both these windows open. It's 57 degrees out, and the temperature's going up in this room.
Well, Luana, she says, you my address. I think she means you know my address. I don't know it by heart. If you want to shoot it over to me, that makes my life easier. Otherwise, I have to dig back through conversations and stuff to see if I can find it.
Cold water makes me shrink, says Jim Dockrell. Do you remember the Seinfeld? Elaine, do you know about shrinkage? What, like laundry? Oh, she doesn't know about shrinkage. Good episode. I've been slowly watching all of Seinfeld's. They're on Netflix now. I'm on episode 3.
I'd love it if I just had all these magical powers where I could just, point at somebody that shrink and I could step on them. Yeah. Or, just zap at them and they just fly off into oblivion somewhere.
You have to use your powers for good.
Or snap them on the head and their head explodes.
No.
Yes, there's a lot of pent-up hostility in me after this year. The law just won't allow me to do the things that I feel are necessary.
I got a funny Christmas card. Do you want to see it?
Sure.
So this is from Robert Lee from Shalala Productions. But look at this card. So he's got his family on here. And I'm like, what's going on here? And then he's in a bunny suit and his parents are dressed up like this. And it says, from Bernie Sanders. Do you remember Bernie Sanders was sitting at the inauguration? And he says, and Ralphie. He dressed up as Ralphie from You'll Shoot Your Eye Out, Kid. 2 memes in 1 card.
Mm-hmm.
I think this one's the winner. I thought that was funny. Bernie and Ralphie aren't in the picture. It's actually Rob and Robert and Josh are the didn't even put the right names on. Like they really sold it on the car. I thought that was clever.
Chris says that he doesn't think that my hostility is pent up. He says it's out there. No, it's pent up. Believe me, it's pent up. Because if it was turned loose, you'd be seeing me on the 11 o'clock news.
Brenda forces down her rage into a concentrated.
It reminds me, I don't know if you remember the cartoon or not, but I remember it very clearly as a child about this guy that had high blood pressure. And he went to the doctor, and the doctor told him that you have high blood pressure. You're going to have to get your blood pressure under control and calm yourself, or you're going to explode. And everything he went about, there was something to set him off until finally he just exploded. And the doctor was like, well, told him so. And I'm thinking that's probably me, that if I don't find some way to get it under control. And the only way that I know of to get it under control is to turn it loose, unleash the Kraken.
Yeah.
But then I'll be in jail because the law don't like the things that I want to do.
Did you ever see two guys that just got done a boxing match? They're best friends. Like it's all worked out.
Well, there'd be nobody to be best friends with when I got done doing what I need to do, because I would take care of the problem. But, that's beside the point. At least I'd feel better. I'm like, well, they'll never do that again. Or anything else. We will visit you in jail. I'm going to bake me a cake with a file in it. It's like when Dennis ends up in the nursing home, and they won't let him out. He's like, I don't know how I'm going to get out of here. I said, do you need me to come over there? I got a chain. I don't know if the beetle is strong enough and powerful enough to rip the doors off, but we can find out. If I can get the doors ripped off, I can get you out of there. You imagine crazy woman pulls up in a beetle that says redneck edition on the back of it with plates that say Beetlejuice, and wraps a big old heavy chain around the knobs on the door, and yanks the door out of the frame.
See, that's one of those things where how you think it's going to go is not how it actually goes.
My biggest problem is that he can't run. He can barely walk. So he's got this walker, and he's doing this little shuffle with his walker. I couldn't get him out of there quick. Unless I had like a wheelchair or something, to put him in and take him out and hook the chain to that and drag him down the street someplace where I can get him out and get him in the car.
Yeah, see, there's a whole bunch of logistical problems you got to solve to pull that off. You might as well just...
You imagine the police call on that where, hey, this crazy woman just ripped the doors off the nursing home down here and stuck this guy, threw him in a wheelchair, chained him to the back of a VW, and took off down the street, dragging him.
Oh, yeah. So the wheelchair's connected to the car with a chain. I can just see you going around a corner and him flying.
Hanging on to his walker for dear life.
I was watching some animated show and someone on that cartoon animation put up a beer keg. You know how you supposed to beer cans behind you, put a whole beer keg, and he went around the corner of people at the bus stop. He just wipes everybody out. It was a cartoon, of course. Crazy.
But I bet it would make the news. I get my 15 minutes fame.
Should be funny. Should be funny.
I have to have somebody along to videotape all that, because that'd have to be saved. That'd be viral right there.
Well, I'm telling you, like, if anyone is bummed that they're not a multimillionaire, all you have to do is put a team of people with video cameras around Brenda and just follow her around and
Yep.
then publish that stuff, you will rake in money because the
Yep.
crap that happens to her and the stuff she says and her interactions, it's entertainment gold.
Yeah, because there's no filter.
Oh, I know.
I ain't never been one either. That got me in more trouble as a kid, not having a filter.
Whether you're thwacking thermometers out of the nurse's hand at the doctor's,
That's right.
or you're talking to people on pink bicycles.
That's right. I mean, you just never know what's going to happen around me. It's just one of them things. People just kind of seek me out.
And it usually starts, I was sitting at home minding my own business. That's when dot.
Yep. Yep. Oh, I tell you, there's been a lot of motion happening in my life, and I think about the things that's happening, and I'm like, oh, why? But then they say that if you're not having problems, you're not living.
Yeah.
Lord, am I living?
Everybody has problems.
It's just not the way I want to live. I want to live being a lottery jackpot winner and in the house that I've picked out down south. That's how I'm wanting to live. Not, fighting with contractors and insurance companies and foolishness and cities and.
I got some foolishness happening in the house. Want to hear about it?
Oh, sure.
So,
misery loves company.
The upstairs often gets a clog in the plumbing.
Yeah.
And then we got to get the plumbers out here to pop the commode off the toilet and then snake it and do it. And twice a year it happens, almost like clockwork. And I think it's because there's the span that the pipe goes under the floor isn't pitched down enough, or it's pitched the whole way and it's just not enough.
Clogged up.
It gets clogged up. So I said to the receptionist who was putting my work order in, I said, is there a way to do like a Y pipe with a screw cap, like a clean out plug, so that I could just unscrew it, throw my own snake down in there, and do, cause I don't want to unbolt the toilet, and then that's a whole thing.
Yeah,
like you need
new wax ring, and
yeah. Now I'm sure I could do it. It's labor, it's hard, and if I did it wrong, and it always takes like an hour to do, and I just want to unscrew, and I said, can you like spec that out? Like, what would it cost? Because I have a sink vanity that goes on top of where the pipe is under the floor. I'm like, maybe we just rip out the sink vanity, and like the last drawer, it would just be like a false drawer.
Right.
Like maybe magnetize the drawer face, but it won't have the drawer. And then inside that's the clean out.
Right.
And the only thing I would have to do is I'd have to really screw it on, because if it was loose, you don't want the vapor, because that's deadly. You can't do that. But I'm sure we could do it safely. And they're like, yeah, we can spec that out for you. So they're gonna give me a little quote. They're gonna consider the options, and they're gonna say, well, we could put a clean out here, or maybe I put a clean out in the downstairs bathroom, is where the main pipe comes from upstairs and it goes into the basement. But there's a wall in the downstairs bathroom. I'm like, maybe we could put like a fake picture with a hinge, and then you open it and you could see inside the wall, and it would be the Y pipe, so I could get the snake. I don't know. That's what I want to do, because it costs $250 to pull the toilet and snake it, and to get someone on site is a $58 fee just to get them to walk through the door. It's a whole big production, and it's not a lot of money, but it's twice every year, and it always happens on either Thanksgiving or Christmas. Like, always. I,
Jim Dogger says, or you could just cut down on the fiber.
yeah. So we got to get that figured out. But I'm kind of bummed because then I got to spend money to get this thing snaked. But I'm kind of like, well, maybe if I could spend a little bit more money and get that clean out, then I never have to freaking call them ever again. Because I don't think I can fix it. I don't think I can tear up all the flooring and just repitch the damn thing. I think it's probably, is pitch the right word? You know,
Yeah.
it has to travel. Water
Right.
only rolls downhill,
Right.
but it's probably only an inch or two across, however long it is from one end of the house to the middle. Anyway.
Well, you said it cost $58 for them to come out there. That, you know, that's their service call.
Yeah.
Now, my contractor for the roofing and the gutters and the soffits and fascias and all that, he's charged the insurance company $1,000 for coming out to give the estimate.
Got to get their money.
I mean, I could go on and on about this bill that he's turning into the insurance company for what he's wanting here, but I'm going to be making a phone call to the insurance company. I'm just waiting to see what the lawyers got to say about all this before I do anything. But you know, I'm going to tell the insurance company, look, if you're going to pay him all that, you're crazy. You're not paying to fix my house, but you're willing to give him that kind of money for something that he should have done for free.
Hey, I've been watching these YouTube videos about the trades, and all like the trades that are at the top are the electricians and the plumbers. You know who's at the very bottom? Carpenters. Carpenters are just the lowest of the low because you got to give a free estimate. People compare what you're going to do. Oh, built-in shelf, wall to wall, floor to ceiling. And it's probably going to be about 15 grand. Oh, I want it for $900. You know, they just have no concept of what things cost. And
Right.
And a lot of the estimates they give are rejected, and you still got to spend your time and your gas to go out. It's
okay. Well, I'll throw this one at you. They ran about 40 foot of soffit across the front of the house. It's vinyl. I priced it at Lowe's. About that much vinyl was going to run about $50 at Lowe's. They're charging $1,000 for the soffit and to put it up. Yeah. And it doesn't even match the rest of the soffit around the house. Seriously. And you know, people wonder why I'm incensed, why I don't sleep, why I'm so angry, why I've sprained my middle finger. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I mean, everyone has their hand out. Even, you know, working the content creation, everyone's got their hand out. PayPal takes their cut. YouTube takes their cut. Everyone's taking cuts. It's harsh.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of the videos about the tornado down in Kentucky last Friday night. And that, you know, that one that covered over 200 miles.
The atypical hustlers are here. Hello.
Hey, good to see you. Welcome.
We're probably not going to be on much longer. We're going over an hour.
But
I'm glad to have you here. Drop a like.
Yeah, they have been showing a lot of, I don't know if you call them home videos, YouTube videos, you know, of people that live down in those areas.
Oh, yeah.
You know, showing the destruction and what all's going on with everything that transpired. And of course, there's always scams. There's always scams popping up. And, you know, they're trying to warn against them and giving, you know, names and addresses of places that you can donate to that are not running scams, that are actually trying to help the people. And, you know, saying that, well, we appreciate your super chats on our channel, but, you know, if you donate to us personally, there's a PayPal link on the channel banner, and you click on that, and if you put it through as friends and family, your donation, PayPal doesn't take anything out of that. It goes right to us, and we can get it to the people that need the help. So, you know, a lot of folks don't understand that when when they hit PayPal, you know, they want to put it through as a service or whatever. And so then PayPal gets a chunk. Well, you know, those poor people down there in Kentucky, they got nothing. My heart has gone out, and I have cried buckets of tears this week for some of them people that I've seen on them videos. This one gal, I could relate to her in so many ways. She might be a little bit older than me, maybe not, I don't know. But she said that a few years ago, she lost her home in a flood. Her husband was still alive then. They built back. Then her husband died. She went through a bankruptcy, but was able to hang on to the house. And the tornado come through and took her house. And she says, now I have absolutely nothing except the clothes on my back. She said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have no idea. I mean, you could tell by looking at her, she was too old to hold down any kind of a job. And, you know, what are you going to do anyway when you haven't got a home? You got, you know, they have no water down there. They have no, well, I think they did just yesterday get some water, but it's cold because they have no electric. There's no bathrooms that are usable.
That's harsh. You know, people think America is, you know, doesn't have problems like this, but no, there is problems.
Any food that you get is donated because all the stores are closed because they have no power. They have no way to do anything. So all the food is donated and coming through food trucks or donation services and stuff for you to be able to just go get a meal. And I know we don't talk about political things here on this channel, but I think this does warrant mentioning, and I think it's shameful. But yesterday, the governor of Kentucky had photo opportunities in Mayfield and Dawson Springs with the president. And in order for him to be able to do this, or them to be able to do this, they ran out all the people that were working for the cleanup, all the people who owned homes that were trying to salvage whatever little trinkets that they could salvage out of the rubble that used to be their house, or the land that their house used to sit on because it's gone. Ran them all out, told them, you can't come back until we tell you, because you got to be out of here because the president's motorcade's coming. And they only had just so many hours. It was like 2 hours before dark.
That ain't right at all.
And then the rain was coming through because it's rained down there all day today, torrential downpours. So they only had like 2 hours to try to tarp anything that they could and get out whatever that they could get out, and was run out for photo opportunities and a 1 hour speech. I think it's disgraceful. That could have waited until the rain today. I mean, what's everybody going to do during the rain? They can't do anything during the rain. Let him be gone during the rain and let him come in there and stand under an umbrella. He ain't going to melt. So I'm incensed. Absolutely incensed. I don't care which side of the political fence you're on. If you're standing there as all you got's the clothes on your back, everything you got's gone, you don't have your driver's license, you don't have credit cards. Even if you had a credit card, where you're going to use it, there's nothing open where you can use it. There's no bathrooms. There's no place to clean up. You're at the mercy of a few places down there that's trying to find a room for you to be in, where you might be able to get a little bit of sleep, if you can sleep, if you're not traumatized out of your mind. But the president has to have a photo op.
That's crazy.
So
I would be furious.
And there's plenty of videos all over YouTube about it. It's shameful. I mean, there was contractors and people down there, you know, trying to help people tarp what they could tarp, being told, sorry, we got to run you out. This one guy said that he was down there working, and here comes this state trooper telling him that you got to get out of here. And he says, what do you mean I got to get out of here? We got to get this place tarped, and, you know, rain's coming. And he says, no, you don't understand. Motorcade's coming. You got to go. You can't come back in here until the motorcade's gone. And he said, but we've only got just so long before the rain moves in here. We got to get this done. And he said the trooper looked like he was going to cry. He says, I don't know what to tell you except you got to go. Yeah. So if your heart doesn't go out for those people, I don't know what to tell you. You got no compassion. You got no empathy. You should be ashamed of yourself because it could happen to you. Not necessarily a tornado. It could be a lot of different things that could happen to you, and you wind up with nothing.
Man, not fun.
Nope.
Not good.
So, while, there's not going to be any Christmas here. I don't have any extra money. I've spent what little I had trying to cobble this place back together and not getting any cooperation from anybody. But I count my blessings that I'm not going through what any of those people are going through down there.
Absolutely.
Because it could be so much worse.
Very much can be.
So,
wow.
As Christmas approaches here and we're entering the week of Christmas, if you got some friends, if you've got some family, if you don't have anybody except yourself to amuse yourself with, you got electricity, you can go take a hot shower, you can fix yourself something to eat. It might not be what you want, but as long as you can scare you up a little something to eat, be delighted that you have that much, because there's loads of people that don't have what you have today.
I second that motion.
So, there you go. But yes, you are right. We have been on here over an hour, and we've had a lot of fun, told some jokes, and enjoyed ourselves. And next week is, I guess, party week, celebration week, whatever you want to call it. Do something nice for somebody. Somebody you don't know. It doesn't have to be anybody you know. Try to find somebody that's a little less fortunate than you and go out and do a little something. If it ain't nothing but, I helped this old lady across the street. Now, she didn't want to go. But by George, I picked her up around the waist and I toted her across the street and set her down whether she liked it or not. So she got helped. So if that's all you can do for somebody.
Sure.
Make it work for you.
A lot you can do. You don't have to spend money. It's a lot you can do.
So with that being said, we're going to shut her down for tonight, and we'll see you all over on Awesome. What is it?
All Things YouTube.
All Things YouTube. Yeah. I knew I had it wrong when I said awesome.
There's a form on the Festivus show next Thursday. You can fill out this form. I'll put it in the chat, and then you can be on my show. So be on my show this time next Thursday, kicking things off 5 p.m. and you can air your grievances. Should be fun.
As soon as he's done, we'll come over here and we'll do our Christmas U-Haul over here.
Gonna be a good time, and I won't be tired because I won't be working. I'll be refreshed.
We'll see y'all next week. Bye, everybody.